Brady and the Bucs, still contenders, question mark?
Yes. Are you still laughing about my dream? You mocked me on television.
Your dream?
Because I said one of the reasons I was scared of the Bucs was because of a dream I had.
Oh, that was
You're
horrible.
like, oh my God.
That
this
was
is the most
true.
embarrassing
I had
moment
a
in the
dream.
history of sports TV. And I'm telling you right now, getting that type of win, where they had no business winning that game, and then why did they win it? Yeah, the Rams made some egregious errors and some bad coaching decisions.
You think?
But that's not how they won't internalize that. They'll internalize that as, you know why we won it? Because we have that guy. And now they go to Germany, and I don't know if they're going to beat Seattle or not. I know Seattle's got a 14-hour plane ride, which I wouldn't be looking forward to. And then they have a bye, and I know this, that at the end of the year, when they played at end of the season, Arizona, Carolina, and Atlanta, they're going to go on a 3-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. And in the playoffs, can we just show you right now the 1 through 7 in the NFC and their quarterbacks and the playoff records?
Yep.
So Jalen Hurts 0-1, Kirk's 1-2, wow. Geno's 0-0, Dak's 1-3, Daniel's 0-0, Jimmy's never played well but is 4-2,
yeah.
And then there's Brady, who's 35-12. So yeah, I do think that team, whose biggest weakness is their offense, but every other NFC playoff quarterback has either stunk in the playoffs or never been there, that they're contenders. I think you would be crazy to say they're not contenders.
Call me crazy.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Wow.
Call me crazy. This team is not a contender.
Wow.
Okay, number one, let me put all of what we saw yesterday in perspective in what I see as a former player.
Oh, he dropped the former player.
Yeah,
now we're getting into it.
I've always hated
Trump
when
card.
defenses do this. You had the game in your hands.
Thank you.
You had your game in your hands, and you go to this prevent defense, and you allow Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever do it, the greatest quarterback, I'll just call it what it is, to just dink and dunk right in front of you.
It was horrifying schematic.
Are you kidding me right
I'm
now?
with you.
This is what you're going to do with Tom Brady as the other quarterback?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And you got to know that if you let him get close enough to the end zone, where he can throw a pass into the end zone, he's going to get the flag.
Yes,
He's
stop
Tom Brady.
Stop with that.
What do you stop with that?
And it was.
What do you stop with
It
that?
was. It was.
I mean, I'm just saying, there were a lot of games yesterday at the very end. There was far worse pass interference because it was the end of the game. Bears game, most notably, the refs keep the flags in their pocket. But it's Brady, so he gets it. But they've got to know that. Which is why you can't let them go down the field in 40 seconds.
This is true. And the reason why I say, again, this team is not a contender because offensively, they're the worst team running the football. Offensively, passing the football, they do almost nothing. They can't score. The Rams are terrible.
Terrible.
The Rams are terrible.
That part is true.
And that was awesome. That's what it's come down to with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A win is a win is a win. I get that. But you just beat the Rams, who no one sitting at this desk right now believes that the Rams are even going to make the playoffs any longer.
True, too.
Okay, look, they're contenders. All right.
Yeah,
Frame all that Greg just said and that he picked New Orleans to win the Super Bowl.
My
get to the Super
God.
Bowl.
We got to leave the Super Bowl
just
picks
saying.
alone.
Please.
Can we just be fair?
Please.
I took my
everyone at the
just desserts
table.
for picking
the
Green
Cardinals,
Bay. He should take
Packers,
his just desserts
Saints.
for picking the Saints.
Everyone at the table's NFC Super Bowl pick looks disastrous, except, of course, mine, which looks really good. I have the Niners. They're all right.
They're 4-4. But anyway, look, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Dallas are the 3 best teams in the NFC. I expect one of those 3 to get to the Super Bowl. But they are contenders because for what Nick said, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Thank you.
Either inexperienced and unproven or Jimmy G's just, okay. No, I mean, I like him, but he's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback, not great. And so of those 4 quarterbacks, who you taking? You taking Tom Brady. The defense is good. They don't stop the run that well, but the defense is pretty good.
Fine.
They're contenders. They're not contenders.
You just said
they're not leading contenders, but they don't have a chance. If they already lead their division because they beat Atlanta, they're going to have home field in one game.
No, the home field, let me just, and then go to Wildes. What does matter is the quarterbacks that are going, the only quarterbacks that Brady would have to go on the road against is Jalen, Cousins, Geno. So Dak and Jimmy, the guys who have some real experience and some success in the playoffs, they would have to go to Tom. So Tom would be at home.
There's no other analysis outside of but Tom Brady for a reason why the Bucs are going to win. So I'll switch sports, which we don't like doing a lot. But if Lance Armstrong entered the Tour de France on a unicycle, you'd be like, I don't know. Lance Armstrong does have a history of winning the Tour de France. Now, granted, he's on a unicycle, and Greg is like, no, man, it's a unicycle. You need to be able to pass the ball and run the ball. You need two options. You need two wheels. They're dead last running the ball.
Right. Yes.
Here are the teams that have finished dead last running the ball. This year, it's the Bucs. They're averaging 60 yards. Last year, it was the Texans. They went 4-13. Oh, Kevin, that doesn't really suit your argument. That was the 11-0 Steelers, who, remember, we didn't believe in, and surprise, surprise.
You believed in them.
A little bit, but they ran the ball for 60 yards and got beaten by Baker. Then it's the Dolphins, they stunk, and then it was the Cardinals, they stunk. And if you look at those yards per game, guess what? It's about a third more than the Bucs can run. Just to drive this home, Nick, because you like this, averaging 2.55 yards per rush. Andy Dalton averages 2.3. Yeah. So it's basically like having Andy Dalton back there, hand the ball off to the Red Rifle or Red Rocket, whatever his name is, have him get some yards. Yeah. They can't do it. It's just Tom Brady.
They got a good defense. Tom Brady hasn't thrown many touchdowns, but he's thrown one interception. He's second in the league in yards and has thrown one interception. They're not turning it over.
They don't turn the ball over. They play good defense. They're going to be at home in their first playoff game, and the NFC is the oddest. This year's NFC is the oddest conference I can remember.
And the
for
worst
all
in
those
a
reasons, I'm not picking them. But the idea that you're just crossing, you can cross off the team that they beat this week, and we'll talk more about the Rams later in the show. You can cross off the Packers. You cannot cross off the Bucs. I'd love to cross them off. I crossed Tom Brady off when Obama was still president. I'd love to do it again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.